Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, selamat tengah hari. Saya dan sahabat saya, saudara Najmuddin. Najmuddin ialah head of our call and polling center here. Hari ini akan bentangkan satu lagi kaji selidik yang sebenarnya kami telah buat lama. Ekoran daripada beberapa isu panas kebelakangan ini, iaitu pertama tentang Datuk Seri Najib dilaporkan sebagai salah seorang daripada 5 orang pimpinan dunia yang lebih teruk popularitinya daripada Donald Trump. Kalau kita baca semalam pun Menteri Komunikasi Multimedia menjawab, bagi jawapan tentang laporan di dalam Times Magazine itu. Jadi ia kena dengan kaji selidik yang kami telah buat sejak Februari lagi mengenai populariti Datuk Seri Najib. Dan yang kedua ialah untuk memberi sedikit pencerahan kepada persoalan sebenarnya siapa tokoh pembangkang yang lebih popular ataupun yang wajar dinamakan, ataupun kalau ada yang perlu dinamakan sebagai calon Perdana Menteri, bagaimana pimpinan-pimpinan Pakatan Harapan dan PAS dari segi pandangan rakyat terhadap mereka. Untuk media, laporan akan diberikan selepas ini kepada yang menonton di luar. Oleh kerana ini satu pembentangan yang agak panjang dan rumit, jadi kita akan paparkan slide di skrin dengan angka-angka. Kalau kita boleh tunjuk slide, sebab saya akan terus pergi kepada latar belakang. Ada problem pula. Okey, tak apa. So I will go through dulu. Seperti biasa, saya akan bagi latar belakang kepada survey ini. Kaji selidik ini tidak dibuat semata-mata kerana timbul soal siapa nak jadi Perdana Menteri. Apa yang kami buat di Invoke ialah kami memprofilkan pengundi, dan kami cuba memahami bagaimana pengundi akan mengundi, reaksi pengundi kepada isu tertentu. Jadi ini adalah antara satu kaji selidik yang telah dimulakan sejak awal Februari. Dan latar belakangnya begini. Penganalisa politik berpendapat untuk menang PRU 14, Pakatan Harapan, terutamanya Pakatan Harapan lah, PAS kurang sedikit lah. Tetapi yang selalu mendapat tekanan daripada penganalisa politik, tokoh NGO, pembaca dan lain-lain ialah Pakatan Harapan untuk menamakan calon Perdana Menteri. Dan selalu disebut bahawa kegagalan mempersetujui seorang calon Perdana Menteri sering dirujuk oleh penganalisa politik sebagai kelemahan Pakatan Harapan yang boleh menjejaskan peluang untuk menang pilihan raya ke-14. Dan kebelakangan ini dengan perkembangan politik mutakhir, iaitu kemasukan PPBM menyertai Pakatan Harapan, ada yang berpendapat ini menyulitkan lagi sebarang usaha untuk mempersetujui seorang calon Perdana Menteri dari Pakatan Harapan. Masalahnya masyarakat kita memang banyak sembang kencang. Dia nak tengok, dia pun, saya ada terbaca satu artikel di Malaysia Kini semalam, dia nak tahu, dia pun buat poll di Facebook dia sendiri. Betul dia buat, dia komen, orang ni macam ni, orang tu macam itu. Ini akhirnya dia mencelarukan keadaan, kerana sebenarnya yang selalu memberi komen mengenai keadaan politik itu selalunya bukanlah mewakili kumpulan pengundi atas pagar yang tidak mengambil kisah sangat dengan perkara politik. Sebab itu selalunya kami membuat keputusan untuk ambil masa yang lama dan membuat kaji selidik yang melibatkan ratusan ribu orang supaya kita dapat betul-betul sampel yang terbaik dari kalangan rakyat Malaysia. Jadi kaji selidik ini dibuat untuk mendapatkan data yang mewakili semua lapisan pengundi, iaitu mengikut kaum, jantina, umur dan negeri, untuk menjawab soalan-soalan berikut. Pertama, bagaimana rakyat Malaysia, minta maaf, berapa ramai lagi sebenarnya rakyat Malaysia yang masih mahu Datuk Seri Najib Razak kekal sebagai Perdana Menteri? Sebab dia tengah shock sekarang ni, dia rasa dia antara orang yang paling popular sekali dekat Malaysia. Jadi is a good reality check, and the survey that we do is in that sense unbiased towards anything, because we are interested in the data. Saya hanya betul-betul berminat dengan data dan maklumat bagaimana pengundi akan bertindak balas kepada sesuatu isu dan juga kepada seseorang pemimpin. Sebab itu saya selalu tunjukkan, and I think you will see in this survey, there are certain findings which are beneficial to PKR and Pakatan Harapan. There are certain findings that tells a lot about our weaknesses. Seperti juga dalam kaji selidik yang lain. Sebab itu saya perhatikan setiap kali dibentangkan kaji selidik daripada yang pertama dalam Januari sampai sekarang, ada yang ketiga-tiga gabungan, ada yang gembira, ada yang tak gembira. Ada perkara yang Barisan Nasional suka, ada perkara yang Barisan Nasional tak suka. Ada perkara yang PAS suka, ada perkara yang PAS tak suka, and vice versa dengan Pakatan Harapan. Kerana this is it, this is the reality pengundi kita. Jadi kami nak tahu pertamanya berapa ramai rakyat Malaysia yang masih mahu Datuk Seri Najib Razak kekal sebagai Perdana Menteri. Yang kedua, kami juga nak tahu bagaimana populariti pimpinan terkanan pembangkang dari tiga parti, daripada Keadilan, daripada PAS dan daripada Bersatu, sekiranya mereka dinamakan sebagai calon Perdana Menteri. Dan daripada maklumat-maklumat dan dapatan itu, kami akan dapat mengkaji dengan lebih mendalam adakah isu siapa Perdana Menteri dari Pakatan Harapan ini adalah faktor yang penting untuk mempengaruhi undi kepada Pakatan Harapan. Dan ini saya tujukan kepada juru komen politik daripada universiti-universiti. Kerana saya kadang-kadang terkejut melihat bagaimana ramai yang mendabik dada sebagai ahli akademik politik, tetapi dia bagi komen itu tanpa berlandaskan sebarang kajian ataupun data pun. Jadi dia yang sokong BN ni akan seolah-olah disembang kedai kopi. Yang sokong pembangkang pun seolah-olah sembang kedai kopi. Dan itu merendahkan diskusi dan kupasan politik di dalam masyarakat kita. Dan yang ini memang khusus saya tujukan kepada penganalisa politik yang selalu dipetik oleh media-media yang daripada universiti-universiti. Kerana saya tidak nampak sedikit pun data atau kajian yang dilandaskan setakat ini. Jadi oleh kerana itu, saya tolong buat bagi mereka, supaya lepas ini mereka boleh rujuk pada data-data, dan supaya komen mereka itu tidak terlalu berbaur partisan dan lebih membantu kepada masyarakat keseluruhannya. Ya? Baik. Sebelum saya pergi kepada keputusan, saya nak sebut tentang kaedah dan sampel. Do we still have a problem to show the slide? Okay, boleh tunjuk slide kaedah dan sampel tak? Terus ke kaedah dan sampel, sebab now we are going into the numbers, nanti dia akan jadi super confused kalau saya akan tunjukkan kaedah dan sampel. Ada dah? Baik. Kali ini dapatan ini adalah hasil daripada satu kaji selidik yang disertai oleh depan lagi yang ada graf tu. Dia kalau dia tak boleh tunjuk properly, kena tunjuk tu lah. Kena tunjukkan PDF. That's a problem because mungkin different operating system. Tunjukkan the PDF. Tak apa Sabar. Tunjukkan the PDF. I did send a PDF so that you Jadi kaji selidik ini disertai oleh 17,962 orang pengundi berdaftar di seluruh negara, dan mereka ditemu ramah di dalam bahasa ibunda masing-masing ataupun bahasa Melayu. Pengundi Melayu ditemu ramah dalam bahasa Melayu. Ini dia. Pengundi Cina ditemu ramah dalam bahasa Mandarin. pengundi India ditemu ramah dalam bahasa Tamil, dan pengundi Bumiputra Sabah dan Sarawak ditemu ramah dalam bahasa Melayu juga. Dan itu ialah pecahan dari segi kaum. Daripada 17,962 orang pengundi berdaftar yang menyertai kaji selidik ini, kumpulan yang terbesar sebanyak 12,000 orang lebih adalah Melayu, 68% di seluruh negara. Kemudian kumpulan yang kedua ialah Cina, pengundi Cina sebanyak 15%, dan kumpulan yang ketiga pengundi India sebanyak 9%, dan pengundi Sabah dan Sarawak sebanyak 8%. Dan saudara-saudari boleh tengok ia hampir kena dengan demografi di peringkat kebangsaan dari segi pengundi, ya. Next. Kaji selidik ini melibatkan temu ramah melalui telefon di antara juruanalis kaji selidik. We have about close to 30 people working lebih kurang 10 jam sehari untuk menemu ramah. Dan pengundi akan ditemu ramah menggunakan bahasa ibunda masing-masing. Kaji selidik ini adalah antara yang terpanjang pernah kami buat, iaitu selama lebih 3 bulan, bermula dari 6 Februari 2017 ke 23 Mei 2017. Jadi dengan masa yang agak panjang 3 bulan ini, dapatan ini melangkaui sebarang perkembangan politik tertentu. Sebenarnya dia memang it transcends time when it is over 3 months, so there is no such thing as a blip or a momentary aberrations in the data. This is what is consistent over 3 months. Seperti juga segala kaji selidik yang dibuat oleh Invoke sebelum ini, pengundi dipilih dan didial secara rawak oleh sistem kaji selidik berkomputer Invoke. Kami tak ada pilih pandai-pandai sendiri, everything is done by the computer. Dan seramai 2.8 juta orang pengundi berdaftar didial secara rawak dalam tempoh 3 bulan itu, dan dari jumlah itu 168,796 orang pengundi mengangkat telefon, dan daripada jumlah yang mengangkat telefon itu akhirnya 17,962 orang pengundi menjawab kesemua soalan yang ditanya. Dan data yang terakhir yang kami dapat ialah semalam. So the cut off for the data was last night at 23rd May. So this is as fresh as it can get. Dan kemudian keputusan hasil dari kaji selidik yang melibatkan 17,962 orang pengundi ini kemudiannya akan diterjemahkan kepada satu keputusan nasional yang diagregatkan seperti berikut. Of course, in order to represent the whole population, you have to take the 17,000, well, close to 18,000 samples and respondents, and then weight it to represent the demography and the gender and the race and so on. Jadi keputusan lebih kurang 18,000 orang pengundi itu diagregatkan mengikut umur, jantina dan kaum, supaya melambangkan taburan demografi pengundi, dan juga ia juga diagregatkan mengikut taburan pengundi di setiap negeri supaya melambangkan kedudukan kerusi parlimen di seluruh negara. Kerana saya bagi contoh dan saya pernah sebut sebelum ini, contohnya pengundi Melayu dari Kelantan, Terengganu memang suka angkat telefon dan jawab survey. So if you don't weight it, memang dia punya average rate of pick up and talking on the phone on survey for Kelantan and Terengganu is higher than the national average contohnya. So what you do when you've got the 18,000 plus result, you have to weight it and aggregate it so that it's representative to the number of seats and the population and so on and so forth. Jadi soalan ini ada 2 soalan. Ini mudah saja 2 soalan. Soalan yang pertama, adakah anda setuju atau tidak setuju dengan apa yang Najib Razak lakukan sebagai Perdana Menteri? A setuju, B tidak setuju. Oleh kerana ini temu ramah yang live, ada orang kan senyaplah, tak nak cakaplah, tak tahulah. Selalunya dia kata tak tahu. Yang itu akan masukkan dalam C lah sebagai tak tahu. But you don't actually say setuju, tidak setuju atau tidak tahu. You usually say setuju atau tidak setuju depending on their response. Kemudian soalan cepu mas, soalan pertama tadi ialah untuk mengetahui pandangan rakyat mengenai prestasi Datuk Seri Najib. Soalan kedua, ini soalan cepu mas. Soalan dia direct je. Ini yang saya selalu kata sangat berbeza di antara survey yang dibuat oleh kami dengan survey-survey yang ada yang lain. We don't go around beating the bushes. Tanya awak suka muka macam mana. Tak, we tanya je. Antara yang berikut, yang manakah pilihan anda sebagai Perdana Menteri Malaysia yang seterusnya? Maksudnya dalam after GE14. Dan nama-nama ini dibacakan mengikut aturan ini. Najib Razak, Mahathir Mohamad, Anwar Ibrahim semua ni. Yang jangan baca tu dia tak baca tetapi direkodkan begitu. Dan pengundi, responden itu akan memberikan satu nama. Can we have the audio file tak? Sebelum saya pergi result, saya nak tunjukkan, tapi boleh blip, kita blipkan nama kan? Kita go straight to the answer. Can we play some of the samples of the video file? The reason being is, berbeza dengan semua survey lain yang dibuat, ours are actually recorded. So, kalau sesiapa yang nak mempersoalkan, actually you can come and audit it here. There are 160,000 lebih rakaman suara untuk survey ini. Sebab sebahagian daripada proses compliance, our compliance in order to meet the international standard, is that we actually have to check to make sure that our call analysts record exactly as what is being said by the respondent. Kalau kita hanya bagi Nokia telefon, kemudian bagi kertas suruh dia isi, dan bayar RM10 bagi setiap survey yang siap, then you can never know whether itu betul-betul ke tidak. So that's why I want to actually play some of the samples so that at least the crowd over there has more trust in the values that we present. Boleh play some of the sample tak?
Petang.
Ya.
Sama Ketua Kredit dari Pusat Penyelidikan CPI. Survey berkenaan isu semasa di Malaysia. Jadi kalau tak perhatian, boleh cik luarkan sedikit masa untuk jawab survey kami?
Untuk apa ni?
Ini hanya tujuan penyelidikan kami saja.
Oh, boleh.
Boleh ya? Okey, tapi saya nak maklumkan, survey ni lebih kepada pilihan raya. Takkan maklumat kami daripada bahagian bebas dan segala maklum balas yang kami semua akan dirahsiakanlah. Boleh ya?
Ya.
Okey, untuk soalan pertama, saya nak pastikan dulu, adakah cik berumur 21 tahun ke atas dan layak untuk mengundi dalam pilihan raya Malaysia akan datang? Ya atau tidak ya?
Ya.
Ya, jadi apakah kemungkinan cik untuk mengundi di pilihan raya akan datang? Adakah A, semestinya akan mengundi, B, mungkin akan mengundi, C, peluang 50-50 untuk mengundi, D, mungkin tidak akan mengundi, dan E, semestinya tidak akan mengundi?
C,
peluang 50-50 untuk mengundi ya? Okey, seterusnya, soalan terakhir, antara yang berikut, siapakah yang menjadi pilihan cik untuk menjadi Perdana Menteri Malaysia yang seterusnya? Adakah A, Najib Razak, B, Mahathir Mohamad, C, Anwar Ibrahim, D, Muhyiddin Yassin, Mahathir, F. Hadi Awang, C. Azmin Ali, Rafizi Ramli, I. Nuriza dan J. Azizah. C. Anwar Ibrahim ya?
Ya.
Okey, boleh saya tahu cik berbangsa apa? Melayu, India atau berbahasa lain?
Lain-lain, Iban.
Iban ya? Okey, jadi kat rumah cik banyak menggunakan bahasa Melayu ataupun bahasa Iban ya?
Kebanyakan menggunakan bahasa Iban.
Iban, okey. Boleh saya dapatkan tahun cik dilahirkan? 19 berapa?
88.
8 dan terakhir boleh dapatkan postcode kawasan mengundi cik.
Yang postcode macam mana?
Postcode kawasan mengundi. Cik kan tak dia punya 5 angka postcode tu.
91010.
Daerah mana cik?
Sabah.
Sabah
Ya.
Okey cik, itu sahaja. Terima kasih kerana meluangkan waktu untuk survey kami ya.
Okey, sama-sama.
Maybe can we just play another one and then after that we go with the result.
Hello.
Selamat pagi.
Ya.
Nama saya Nina daripada Pusat Penyelidikan CPI. Kami sedang menjalankan survey berkaitan dengan isu semasa di Malaysia. Jadi bolehkah cik jawab soalan survey dari kami? Okay, segala maklum balas yang kami terima akan dirahsiakan. Adakah encik berumur 21 tahun ke atas dan layak untuk mengundi dalam pilihan raya Malaysia yang akan datang, ya atau tidak?
Ya.
Okey, apakah kemungkinan untuk Cik mengundi nanti pada pilihan raya yang akan datang? Cik semestinya akan mengundi ke?
Ya, ada undi ya.
Saya mengundi Okey, pada pendapat Cik suka atau tidak suka kepada Najib Razak, Perdana Menteri Malaysia? Okey, antara berikut yang mana Cik akan pilih sebagai Perdana Menteri Malaysia yang seterusnya? 1. Najib Razak, 2. Mahathir Mohamad, 3. Anwar Ibrahim, 4. Muhyiddin Yassin, 5. Mukris Mahathir, 6. Hadi Awang, 7. Azmi Ali, 8. Rafizi Ramli, 9. Nuriza dan 10. Wan Azizah. Antara nama yang saya sebut tadi, yang mana Cik pilih sebagai Perdana Menteri Malaysia yang seterusnya?
Anwar
Ibrahim ya. Okey, boleh saya tahu Encik berbangsa apa? Melayu, Cina, India atau lain-lain? Cina. Di rumah banyak menggunakan bahasa apa? Bahasa Mandarin ke?
Ya.
Okey, Cik lahir tahun berapa? 19?
67.
Okey, soalan terakhir. Berapa poskod kawasan Encik mengundi? Poskod kawasan Encik mengundi?
Saya 1000 sana.
Dekatnya 1000 Poskod ingat tak? Postkodnya
Dia ingat.
Tidak ingat ya? 1000 Sarawak Okey, itu sahaja soalan pada kami. Terima kasih Cik kerana sudi meluangkan masa. Terima kasih.
Okay, I think kalau kita dengar banyak macam-macam cerita lagi lah. We have a call analyst sekali yang bila call kadang-kadang sebelah sana tu nak sembang panjang macam-macam dia cerita. So, but the point is this, for all the surveys that we have done and hundreds of thousands of data that we have recorded so far, they are all auditable in our system. And I think that is in response to Syed Saddiq's suggestion to commence an independent survey, because I think if anyone wants to come and check the number, you can. The data is there, and saya tak rasa ada badan lain yang boleh buat survey atau kaji sidik yang seluas ini dalam tempoh yang pendek. So it's up to everyone, but we are very confident with the data integrity. Baik, let's go kepada slide keputusan. Kita bermula dengan populariti Datuk Seri Najib sebagai Perdana Menteri. Cantik je dia. Ini soalan yang pertama. Adakah anda setuju atau tidak setuju dengan apa yang Najib Razak lakukan sekarang sebagai Perdana Menteri? This is a normal question that people ask for approval of job performance. Daripada lebih kurang 18,000 yang menjawab tadi itu, hanya 44% saja yang setuju, and equal number, sama banyak yang tidak setuju, 44%, dan 12% kata tidak tahu. Next slide. Baik. Kesimpulan yang paling mudah yang boleh kita buat daripada sini, maksudnya lebih ramai yang tidak bersetuju ataupun tidak tahu, iaitu 56% dengan prestasi ataupun tindakan Datuk Seri Najib sebagai Perdana Menteri. Saya tak tahu sama ada kita ada rekod yang lama yang mengumpulkan dan mengkaji populariti seorang Perdana Menteri, tetapi saya ingat saya semasa Tun Abdullah Badawi dahulu, angka yang selalu disebut sebagai populariti dia dari berdasarkan kaji selidik yang dibuat oleh Merdeka Center adalah high 60s and early 70s. Dalam keadaan yang orang marah kepada Tun Abdullah Badawi dalam tahun 2008, bila ditanya sama ada berpuas hati ke tidak dengan prestasi Tun Abdullah Badawi, 70%, 68% begitu. Tapi keadaan Datuk Seri Najib sekarang, 56% tidak setuju atau tidak berpuas hati dengan tindakan beliau ataupun tidak tahu, berbanding dengan 44% saja yang bersetuju. Next. Dan yang lebih penting ini yang paling penting, terutamanya kepada UMNO juga. Kerana saya tahu ramai sahabat-sahabat ahli parlimen saya dari sebelah UMNO, dia sebenarnya dia pun tak tahu keadaan di bawah. Dia ingat dengan pertandingan 3 penjuru ataupun dengan BRIM ataupun dengan segala kempen TN50 yang Khairi duk buat sekarang ni, dia rasa permainan politik ialah Melayu akan undi besar-besaran kepada UMNO BN, dan sebab itu kalau bukan Melayu tak menyokong UMNO pun tak apa. Tapi keadaannya tidak begitu. Kalau dilihat kepada angka ini, sebenarnya jumlah tidak setuju ataupun tidak tahu melebihi jumlah yang setuju dengan Datuk Seri Najib ini bagi ketiga-tiga kaum. Actually, it is not just unique with the non-Malays. The disapproval of Datuk Seri Najib actually goes, it's also with the Malays. Cuma beza dia sudah tentu, ada 5% perbezaan. Yang Melayu 5% lebih tinggi dari segi yang menjawab setuju dengan tindakan Datuk Seri Najib 49%, China dan India 44%, but dalam ketiga-tiga kaum it's the same, pola dan patternnya sama, iaitu jumlah yang tidak bersetuju ataupun tidak tahu tentang prestasi kerja Datuk Seri Najib ini lebih tinggi daripada yang bersetuju. Kemudian soalan cepu mas yang seterusnya, soalan yang terakhir yang kita bacakan tadi, responden ditanya, antara yang berikut yang manakah menjadi pilihan anda sebagai Perdana Menteri Malaysia yang seterusnya, dan dibacakan lebih kurang 7-8 nama satu-satu daripada Datuk Seri Anwar, Tun Mahathir, daripada Datuk Seri Najib dahulu, kemudian Tun Mahathir, kemudian Datuk Seri Anwar dan lain-lain. Kalau saya jadi Datuk Seri Najib, saya memang agak sedih lah. I should be worried actually if I'm Najib. Kerana yang menjawab akan menama yang mahukan Datuk Seri Najib sebagai Perdana Menteri yang seterusnya selepas PRU 14 hanyalah 31%. Yang lain itu sama ada tidak menjawab ataupun menamakan tokoh-tokoh lain daripada pembangkang. NN, kalaulah contohnya apabila kami tanya soalan dan kami bagi lebih daripada satu pilihan untuk Barisan Nasional. Contohnya kami tanya Datuk Seri Najib, Datuk Seri Zaid Hamidi, Datuk Seri Hishamuddin Hussein, Saudara Khairi Jamaluddin, maknanya undi kepada Datuk Seri Najib ni lagi rendah daripada 31%. The reason why is at 31% is because for BN there's only one choice. If it had been other people, I would imagine that Najib would have gotten even lower than 31%. Dan di kalangan yang tidak menamakan Najib, iaitu 69%, ada lebih sedikit sahaja yang menamakan tokoh-tokoh pembangkang, 50.2%. Yang lain memilih untuk tidak menjawab. Maksudnya, besar kemungkinan dia tak peduli pun siapa dia, ataupun dia menyembunyikan soalan dia, ataupun dia tak nak beritahu. Next slide. Dan kami pecahkan dari segi yang 31% yang mengundi, yang mengatakan mereka memilih Datuk Seri Najib sebagai Perdana Menteri yang seterusnya itu, kita pecahkan pula mengikut kaum. Saya dah sebut tadi bahawa hanya 3 dari 10 rakyat Malaysia yang menamakan Datuk Seri Najib sebagai Perdana Menteri pilihan mereka selepas PRU 14. Dan daripada itu, sama juga, saya sebenarnya semasa kaji selidik ini dibuat, saya menjangkakan jumlah orang Melayu yang menyokong ataupun memilih Datuk Seri Najib ini lebih tinggi daripada 37%. But it's only 37%. Then the beauty of the number as we concluded last night was this. 37% Melayu yang menamakan Datuk Seri Najib ini sebagai Perdana Menteri seterusnya tidak jauh berbeza daripada kesemua kaji selidik yang kami buat sebelum ini, yang meletakkan jika ada 3 penjuru dalam pilihan raya umum akan datang, jumlah sokongan pengundi Melayu kepada UMNO Barisan Nasional ialah di antara 38 ke 40%. The number is getting more consistent with the more surveys that we do, which is, it correlates. When you ask Malay voters, if there are 3 corner fights, which party would you vote? Only about 38 to 40% say they will vote for UMNO Barisan Nasional. When you ask randomly close to 18,000 respondents, which Prime Minister, which of the following would you like to be Prime Minister after GE14? Same. Melayu 37% saja yang pilih Najib. Kita tak terkejut dengan angka daripada responden daripada masyarakat Cina 20% dan juga India 32%. So it's actually consistent. Kita dah buat kaji selidik selama 6 bulan Setakat ini dia mengesahkan the situasi pertembungan 3 penjuru ini adalah seperti itu. UMNO hanya akan dapat sekitar 40%, PAS yang paling kecil di tempat ketiga, dan ada satu kumpulan pengundi atas pagar yang besar yang sekarang ini perlu diyakinkan. Ya. Baik, next slide. Ya. Okay. Yang ini lagi menarik. Kalau saudara-saudari ingat, the first question before we ask which of the following do you want to be the Prime Minister, we ask the approval question first. Do you approve of Najib's performance? Kita tanya terlebih dahulu soalan, adakah saudara bersetuju atau tidak bersetuju dengan tindakan Datuk Seri Najib? Itu untuk menentukan approval rating, sama ada orang suka atau tidak. Kemudian ditanya, daripada nama-nama berikut, siapa yang kamu nak jadi Perdana Menteri? Kalau saya jadi Najib, lagi saya sedih. Kerana daripada yang responden yang approve, yang kata saya setuju dengan tindakan Datuk Seri Najib, 38% daripada kumpulan itu, bila ditanya siapa yang dia nak jadi Perdana Menteri, dia tak pilih Najib. Maksudnya, pengundi Barisan Nasional mungkin menyokong Barisan Nasional. Jadi bila ditanya apakah prestasi, adakah saudara bersetuju dengan tindakan Najib sebagai Perdana Menteri, that is associated as the performance of Barisan Nasional. So you have about 44% yang kata dia setuju. Tetapi apabila ditanya seterusnya, daripada nama-nama berikut, siapa yang kamu nak jadi Perdana Menteri, ada lebih kurang 38%, close to 40% yang tidak memilih Barisan Nasional. Maksudnya, dia lagi rela bagi undi kepada pembangkang daripada kekal kepada Barisan Nasional. This is a measure of the fluctuation of support for Barisan Nasional. From among their own supporters, there is about 40% of voters who may switch side in the next general election. They are BN, they approve Najib and BN, but if they have a choice, they don't want Najib to remain as Prime Minister. And in fact, in this case, and that's the reason kenapa kita tidak menamakan lebih daripada satu calon daripada BN, kami nak tengok sama ada dia akan switch undi ke tidak. And surprisingly, close to 40% choose opposition leaders berbanding dengan Najib. Baik. Next, okay. So, kita dah tahu Datuk Seri Najib tidak popular mana. So, I think the next few slides is just to answer the next national question. Siapa di kalangan pimpinan-pimpinan pembangkang yang popular dan bagaimana tahap sokongan pengundi dan rakyat biasa sekiranya mereka dicalonkan sebagai Perdana Menteri. Kami namakan hanya daripada Keadilan, Bersatu dan juga PAS atas beberapa sebab. Satu dari segi jumlah kerusi yang ditandingi, satu juga dari segi jumlah kerusi parlimen dan lain-lain. Sebab itu kami tak masukkan DAP dan juga kami tak masukkan amanah buat ketika ini. Dan sebenarnya kalau mereka nak menamakan seseorang yang lain, they can, because this is not a robocall. Dia boleh saja sebut nama lain, dan yang itu akan dikira. But majority yang tidak memilih nama-nama, mereka selalunya tak jawab rather than menamakan. This is the result. Ini adalah peratus sokongan kepada tokoh-tokoh pembangkang dari kalangan responden yang menamakan pimpinan pembangkang sebagai calon Perdana Menteri mereka. Saya dah sebut consistently because we have the data for the last 2-3 months. The pattern did not change. Anwar Ibrahim by far leads everyone else. Dan ada sebab kenapa, saya akan tunjukkan mengikut kaum. Ada sebab kenapa Anwar Ibrahim, kalau mengikut di sini 23.5%, dan tempat kedua Datuk Seri Hadi Awang 17.6%, tempat ketiga Tun Mahathir Mohamad, tempat keempat Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, tempat kelima saya tak boleh bertanding jadi jangan bimbang, tempat keenam Datuk Seri Mukris Mahathir 8.4%. Dan I have to point this out, for all the bad comments that people make about Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah, she didn't fare that badly. I mean, she pulls a respectable 4.5%. Sebab itu saya kata, apa yang pandangan media, pandangan juru analisa, komentator ni, more often than not, is not reflective of what the common Malaysians think. And that's the result. Out of almost 18,000 people, that's what they feel. Given a choice, sebab itu, my consistency in saying that Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah can be an interim Prime Minister is because it's not that remote. As far as the public is concerned, down there, whatever commentaries given by some commentators do not reflect what the rest of the country thinks. 4.5% is not that far different daripada Datuk Sri Mukri's 8.4. Is within 10%, more or less. You know, so if there is an error of plus minus 2% in this case, we all are in the same group. So I hope that puts a perspective also to people who say that Malaysia is not ready to have a female prime minister. It's quite obvious the rest of the country don't necessarily agree with that. Baik, ada sebab kenapa Anwar Ibrahim kekal mendapat undian yang tertinggi di kalangan rakyat Malaysia yang menamakan calon Perdana Menteri dari kalangan pembangkang. Sebabnya ialah mudah. Anwar Ibrahim ialah satu-satunya yang mendapat sokongan daripada semua kaum. Datuk Seri Hadi, walaupun dia mendapat tempat kedua, tetapi itu semua Melayu. Jadi dia tidak representatif, dan bila diambil di peringkat nasional di seluruh negara, maka angkanya rendah lah, kerana Melayu ini hanyalah 66% daripada rakyat Malaysia. So, the next 3 slides, saya nak tunjukkan populariti pimpinan pembangkang sebagai calon Perdana Menteri mengikut pecahan sokongan dari kalangan responden mengikut kaum. Ambil contoh yang Melayu. Memang betul, kalau nak ikut dari sini, Datuk Seri Hadi Awang memang paling tinggi, 29%. Jadi sebab itu dia melonjak ke nombor 2, kerana Melayu yang menamakan selain daripada Najib, yang kedua paling tinggi lepas Najib, memang is Datuk Seri Hadi Awang. Tetapi kalau dilihat kepada angka Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, selepas 18 tahun di fitnah dan with all the political and character assassination, he's not that much different daripada bekas-bekas pimpinan UMNO ataupun pimpinan-pimpinan Bersatu yang lain. This is 14%, Tan Sri Muhyiddin 15%, Tun Mahathir 18%. That puts a lot of perspective, kerana orang mengingatkan bahawa perpecahan yang berlaku di dalam UMNO sehingga tertubuhnya Bersatu itu membawa satu dimensi yang baru. Actually, the votes are shattered, but it has not consolidated. So, dia juga melambangkan bahawa kesetiaan kepada parti itu adalah tinggi. Sebab itu, memang betul sebelum ini angka Tun Mahathir Mohamad adalah begitu tinggi, in the high 80s. But a lot has changed, and the number has changed accordingly. But the pattern is also consistent. Contohnya, di kalangan pengundi Melayu, bila diberikan pilihan, Presiden PAS paling tinggi, kemudian pimpinan di dalam PPDM juga mendapat undi yang lebih tinggi, dan sudah tentu keadilan nampak sedikit rendah. But there are many ways of looking at this. My point is this. When you list them, individually, tidak ada seorang pun pimpinan pembangkang yang betul-betul berada jauh di depan di kalangan pengundi Melayu. They are all more or less the same. Tapi berbeza dengan pengundi India dan China yang saya akan tunjukkan. Next slide. Baik. Ini yang menerangkan kenapa apabila diambil tahap sokongan rakyat Malaysia, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim berada paling di depan. Kerana pimpinan daripada Bersatu dan juga PAS tidak mendapat sokongan selain daripada pengundi Melayu. Pengundi Cina dan juga pengundi India, majoritinya memilih pimpinan daripada keadilan, terutamanya Datuk Seri Anwar. So if you look at the Chinese breakdown, Datuk Seri Anwar at 35%, even Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah at 12% is actually the same with Tun Mahathir. That also puts a lot of perspective. For all the criticisms against Wan Azizah, as far as the Chinese voters are concerned, they rate her at par with Tun Mahathir Mohamad. So I hope, sebab itu we didn't plan to release this result. We wanted to use it for profiling, but since there has been a polemic and some quarters call for surveys, this is it. And so I hope it puts a lot of people into thinking and revisit against all the conclusions that they have made before. Then if I can go to the last page, and this also does not surprise me at all, di kalangan responden India yang menamakan pimpinan pembangkang sebagai Perdana Menteri, Datuk Seri Anwar by far almost 70% berbanding dengan pimpinan yang lain. Sebab itu, ditanya, Saudara Azhar tanya 0%. 0% maksudnya dalam kes ini, contohnya, yang mendapat 0% itu tidak ada seorang pun responden India yang menamakan tokoh-tokoh yang mendapat 0% itu sebagai Perdana Menteri. Jadi saya nak sudahkan dengan 4 pemerhatian utama supaya we can move on from this point. Kita tahu Datuk Seri Najib begitu tidak popular. Kita juga tahu keadaan di kalangan pengundi-pengundi. Yang pertamanya pemerhatian utama, hanya 3 dari 10 rakyat Malaysia menamakan Datuk Seri Najib sebagai Perdana Menteri pilihan mereka selepas PRU 14. 3 out of 10 is really low, I think, in my opinion. Jadi saya nak tolong jawab kepada Datuk Seri Saleh Syed Keruak yang tanya apa nama ni, tak ada bukti mana Time dapat. Saya tak tahu mana Time Magazine dapat data itu, but this is a data from 18,000 out of 8.8 million Malaysians whom we call. Only 3 out of 10 Malaysia named Datuk Seri Najib as their Prime Minister of choice after GE14. Dan serupa juga dengan prestasi, lebih ramai rakyat Malaysia yang tidak berpuas hati dengan tindakan Datuk Seri Najib berbanding dengan yang berpuas hati. Dan Datuk Seri Najib juga kena semak balik kerana pola populariti Datuk Seri Najib itu hampir sama dengan pengundi dari ketiga-tiga kaum terbesar. Melayu, Cina, India, kesemuanya menunjukkan sokongan yang rendah kepada Datuk Seri Najib. Bukannya seperti yang cuba digembar-gemburkan, Melayu menyokong UMNO atau Datuk Seri Najib, hanya Cina, India. Tiga-tiga kaum sebenarnya tak setuju dengan Datuk Seri Najib. Dan di kalangan pimpinan pembangkang, Datuk Seri Anwar adalah calon yang paling popular di kalangan pemimpin pembangkang, dan satu sebab utamanya adalah kerana beliau mendapat sokongan daripada semua kaum berbanding dengan tokoh-tokoh daripada PPBM dan juga PAS. Jadi saya di situ, kalau ada seluruh dapatan ini akan diletakkan di website CPI dan juga di Facebook dan blog saya untuk semua tengok. Kalau ada permintaan untuk datang audit sendiri, boleh tolong bagi, boleh email kepada saya dan kita akan pertimbangkan. Ada soalan? Bye? We have, but it's proprietary. We don't give. Yeah. Hang on. Zikir, Okay. The respondents by state tu, walaupun we never disclose it, the computer system will dial the number in such a way that is proportionate to the population. So dia tidak, contohnya Terengganu, Kelantan dial banyak. So the system works in such a way that the samples and the people are the respondents are called in such a way so that the samples are representative of the state, of the gender, of the race. So kalau hari ni dia tengok banyak yang angkat telefon tu ialah daripada Sabah and then for the next few days, less number from Sabah are called. More numbers are called from the states whereby the respondents have not gotten it. Okay. Yeah.
Just to check with you. So this percentage of opposition voters
Mm-hmm.
is based on the 69%, right? With specifically
50,
58.
correct, you're right.
So that's 34% of respondents.
Yeah.
4.6%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So technically, the Datuk Anwar's number is a bit lower than Datuk Sri Najib, right? If
The-
we take down as a overall, it's like 8% of the
We discuss how exactly we want to communicate this. Okay, the problem is this. Kalau you show like that, it is not representative because 50% of the respondents chose not to answer. And the reason being, as always, Malaysians don't really give answers to political questions. We can try to build bias. If you remember, the first survey that we did, BN's Chinese support was slightly higher than Pakatan support. You more or less know that is not true. But the reason being is because Chinese respondents, when they answer, they either refuse to give answer or they lie. So that's why, rather than actually show the 100% of everyone, you have to take into account those who actually refuse to name anyone, because chances are a lot of those who don't want to name anyone are actually opposition supporters. Yeah. We know because we have models. We have modeled them. We have cross questions from whatever data that we have worked out so far. For example, if you ask survey after survey, if you ask Chinese of their support for UMNO or Pakatan or PAS, the BN support will show at around 60%. Pakatan support is around 60%. But actually, because there are cross questions, you can see how respondents have answered in different surveys in order to determine the bias. Our estimate is the actual support is 75%. We can do that as well, but then again, there's no ending to that, because you will say, but then for us to do that, I have to show you 20 statistical models. So that's why the best way to do it is actually to show the raw data as it is, but within the overall context that you know, survey after survey, there is a strong bias of pro-opposition respondents who do not want to disclose. So rather than actually take them out and then show it as if they don't exist, and by doing that, you will actually unnecessarily and inaccurately push down, in this case, Datuk Sri Anwar, Tun Mahathir's number, because you take out that 50% of people whom most probably, if we had a portion based on some numbers, obviously Datuk Sri Anwar's numbers are not that far off from Najib's number. No, I don't think you have been listening. This is the number as it is. Yeah. No. This is not interpreting. This is not interpreting. What Zikri asks is this. Zikri asks, if you compare the so-called support for Anwar Ibrahim compared to Najib, right? That means that you completely exclude the 30%, not showing it, So you will normalize it over 100%. That will show Najib around 49 and Anwar around, I think, 18% like that. But that is not accurate. People have to know that 30% of the respondents choose not to answer. And that 30%, the public by and large knows they are more or less pro-opposition. We do not put the number here. It's not as if that we interpret the number and build into Anwar's number. But people who read this, especially the academics, understand that the so-called low Tun Mahandis numbers, so-called low Anwar's numbers, that does not take into account those supporters who refuse to answer.
Okay, but so the 34%, about 34.4% refuse to answer. So out of the 34.4%, you're assuming most of them are...
No, we don't assume anything. There's no assumption in the number that is presented here.
Okay, so from the 34.4% based on your previous models, you can predict that most of the people who are not answering
Yeah. But
they're not on the fence.
we have done 7 or 8 surveys now. Different surveys have different cross, and when they answer, right, you can put them through various statistical model that cluster and group them, and you would be able to pick out anomalies. Say, for example, in this short one, in these 2 questions, right, you ask, the first question you ask whether they approve Najib or not. The next question you ask who are the Prime Minister. Immediately you can tell those 40% who are anomalies. They say they support government, but they don't want to. These are the kind of examples of a lot of cross questions that you put in as many data collection that you do, but these are all statistical works. Yeah. Yeah. No. That's why. Where is that? Point to me which part that involve assumption. No. Okay, which number that includes assumption? Show me. No. That number is not reflected in any of the scores of the individual leaders. Yeah. Hang on, Zikri. That question is only relevant if it's reflected in the survey, in the number. It's not shown at all. Yeah, so which number, unless, for example, Anwar Ibrahim's support level of 23.5% among respondents who name includes assumption. It doesn't. These are exactly as what was voted. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You can say that. That is you can say that. Yeah. You can say that, for example, based on this, in terms of popularity between, even then actually, there is not necessarily a direct correlation between a support for a leader to a vote of a party. Yeah? But if you want to draw some correlation, yes, you can say that because comparing the 3 blocks of respondents, one block is those respondents who name Najib, which is about 31%. The second block are those who name leaders of opposition, which is about 35%, more or less. And the other block are people who refuse to answer, which is about 34%, like that. So if based on that 3 blocks, you want to say that Pakatan Harapan is 3%, even that is not necessarily accurate, because within the opposition, there's also Hadi, which is not Pakatan Harapan. But if you want to say that BN is trailing by about 3% compared to opposition votes, yes. Yeah. Well, they didn't answer. Yeah, that's why they are not reflected at all. Yeah. What I was trying to explain is this. It's not fair that I completely exclude those 50% who don't answer and show only those who name. Because it will unnecessarily overrate Najib and underrate everyone else, because the 50%, this is where the decision to include it, because from all our work so far, the 50% higher probability there are Pakatan supporters. But we don't say it here, we don't reflect in the number. We just show that there are 3 blocks of voters. So the corresponding numbers at the back of the individual opposition leaders, those all are based on the 35% who actually named a Prime Minister candidate. Any questions? Yeah, you can work backwards lah. Yeah. This one is about 35. Yeah. Yeah. So if you mean if you want to get exactly the percentage of the total respondents, number of what? The number of respondents, basically you have to, which page is it? You have to work, for example, if you take Anwar 23.5%, that is 23.5% of 35% of 18,000. Yeah.
Okay, so I crashed the numbers. 34% is, I think of like 6%. So technically your survey shows that in terms of three-way voting, the Pakatan trails behind the end by 3%.
Yeah.
So how are you going to, why?
No, okay, Zaki, that's a problem again, because you can't take a national number like that and just show everything. Yeah? Okay, if there are 2 different things. Huh? One is a national indicative support number. If going by that, you can say that, which is in the 3-corner fight, Pakatan as a whole trails by 3%. Yeah? But different constituencies have different demography and so on and so forth. That trailing 3% does not translate to trailing 3% of constituency, number of constituencies won, or number of MPs. So it depends on, because this is not presidential election. This is parliamentary election. But if you take the national number as an indicative of how the support level is, naturally, on the national level, yes, you can say that. Yeah.
So basically, from this on this, do you see the next election being a very close race?
Yeah, it's extremely close race. Yeah. I think I have been saying this for forever. If you remember as early, if you remember as early as January, I think I was the first one who said at the rate things are going, if things do pick up by May, which is now, Pakatan may have a slight edge or is going to be very close, and it's there. The number confirms it.
But still, if you vote 3 ways and based on these statistics, there is a chance that Harapan might lose simply because there's us as a win.
Yes. The mechanics and the strategy of 3-corner fights are completely different than 1-to-1, because you have to take from both sides. Pakatan has to take votes from both PAS as well as from BN. So, of course, I think we have a slight edge here because we monitor everything on daily basis. So we roughly know how a certain things affect PAS numbers, but for those who do not have a close update, it's not as straightforward to say that, because of this, Pakatan will win and so on and so forth. The dynamic is, it even depends on which Pakatan party that you feel to represent. Because a PAS versus DAP versus UMNO is different. A PKR versus PAS versus UMNO is different, and so on and so forth. That's why 1 month ago, remember, I presented a vote transfer, because we have to figure out the vote transfer, and we have shown empirically that for Bersatu and Amanah, it doesn't make that much difference between three-corner fight and a straight fight. So it's precisely because it's not as straightforward. The dynamics is very different. Yeah. Plus minus 2, I think. Yeah. 2%.
How does the survey compare to the satu survey by Rafizi?
I don't think is like for like. It's not apple to apple at all. Number one, because that was done, I think, in May 2015. Yeah. 16. Before, right after the sacking of Tan Sri Muhyiddin, and then before the formation of Bersatu. Number two is because the political scenario has completely changed. Bersatu now is in Pakatan, and then PAS has severed its tie. So there is no. I don't think you can compare at all. It depends on which numbers people want to use, and so on and so forth. But these are the most updated numbers. At least I can say that this is the most updated number as of yesterday. Yeah. 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 My few comments are this, and I'm saying this purely from people who run call centers and being a pollster. Number one, I don't think there is any other outfit who can do polling at wide scale like this. So it depends. If by survey, Sadiq means to commission the normal kind of survey that Merdeka Center or any other centers do, which is using the phone, pick the number, and then maybe just the samples is usually only about 1,000 to 2,000. Then it's up to them. Yes, because there are outfits who can do that who are not related to political parties. But if you are looking at this kind of exercise that dials 2 million people, that talk to 160,000 and gather 18,000, and the computer system ensures that everything, either some other people have to go and spend some money to do exactly the same what we are doing, or the best way, the other way is that just get somebody to actually come and audit the data and see for yourself, because the data is fully recorded. But hang on a second. But at the end of the day, I think surveys depends on how people want to take the numbers. We do surveys not because for the sake of doing surveys. We do surveys because we need the data point to profile voters. So the data are all here. If there is a request and is a reasonable request, then obviously it saves a lot of time and hassle and money if people. But this is what is being presented. It's at the end of the day is whether people want to take it or don't want to take it. My experience for the last 6 months, as always, there are people who like it, there are people who don't like it, there are people who like part of it, there are people who like just the part that shows them doing better than the rest. So, but data is data. This is it. Well, number one, I think, hypothetically, it is less likely that the top leadership of DAP is going to be named as a prime minister. This is an accepted political situation now, and therefore I think we pay for every second of surveys that we do for the phone line and so on. I mean, I don't want to include names just for the sake of including names, hypothetically. And it's the same with Amanah as well. And that's why we allow, at the end of the survey, we allow, if people want to name anyone else, they can name Mak Ober for all they want. You know, we will process the data. Right? So if, for example, those who like anyone from DAP or Amanah, they could have just actually mentioned the names, and it will be recorded. So rather than unnecessarily lengthen the list of, Because again, Zikri, the questions are decided more for profiling more than anything else. So there are reasons why certain names are being put, certain names are not being put, because as we probe further to profile people, there are certain things that we need to test. And those names are listed for us to verify or disprove certain things. Wan Aziza's name is obviously partly also because actually out of curiosity, we want to know how exactly Malaysians think about a woman, a female opposition leader, and how she's doing. No, because again, as I say, it's not as if we don't take any answer apart from this one. You know, they are given names. They can just name anyone else if they want. So I don't think it precludes anything. And again, surveys are developed not necessarily just for political reasons. They are developed based on a series of data that we have acquired so far, and you want to make sure that the surveys is as economical and as efficient as possible. So that's why some hypothetical questions like, you know, should we include Lim Kit Siang or not, and so on and so forth, when hypothetically that is not on the card now, and that's not worth putting it in the survey. Sorry? Yeah, of course. But that's why I said, when people answer, ada orang yang cerita-cerita makna ni, it doesn't stop them. It's not as if kalau you mention someone's name, okay, sorry, we don't take the answer. In fact, if you go through, sometimes they select the recordings randomly just to make sure. Yeah, there are all sorts of things, and they sembang, they cerita. That's why I say for all, they can actually even name Mak Oba. So it doesn't preclude anything. No. That means that we don't decide what you can or you cannot say. You can say anything. It's not read out, but that is the instruction to the analyst that you just record everything. And after all, every single thing is recorded anyway. It's statistically not significant at all. Because, okay, I'm going into statistics now. All these data point, as I say, it's not just a survey. We take all these 18,000 data points and we put through various statistical tests, and the statistical software will basically identify those factors that are significant. So it's not. Yeah, it's. It's because for benchmarking. Yeah. We need to benchmark because there are people who you profile leaders. I am the type of of a politician who is more associated with issues. So we profile, we want to know what type of people follow the type of a politician like me, and so on and so forth. So, yes, I am included there just to give a sense of overall understanding of how the voters view the spectrum of leaders. You have a very senior ones like Tun Mahathir, you have the younger ones like myself, you have people who have had government experience like Tan Sri Muhyiddin, Tun Mahathir, people with government positions like Azmin Ali, and so on and so forth. Because as I say, these are more for profiling. Then, of course, we don't publish it. We should be able to tell how young voters relate to what kind of leaders, and therefore we can use that to develop the right campaign strategy. Yeah.
So basically you're saying that you are standing by the methodology that what your need is to get data with regards to this extensive survey. So there's no reason to conduct, you're standing by this.
No. I mean, it's up to, different pollsters have different ways. Some people use robocall, some people use face-to-face interview, and so on and so forth. It depends on what type of surveys they want to do. My point is, if they want to do something like this, then the data is here. If they want to do something like this and they want other outfits which they deem independent to do it, I don't think they can, because there is no other. That's my point. So it's pretty much, it's up to them. Anyone can do a survey for that matter. Yeah. I don't know. We did not test that. Yeah, but we haven't got to that. I mean, this survey does not ask specifically why do you like that person and so on and so on. The survey just asks to name. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Okay, we will basically match that with all the other surveys, and we would be able to form a more extensive knowledge of how the voters vote. You see, this is about modeling of the voters and so on. But to your question, why voters choose like this, we didn't ask that question. We just asked them, name a prime minister of your choice, that's all. No, okay, yeah. Okay. This is what I've learned for the last 1 year doing all this. I don't have the answer to that, because you need to test that. Yeah? So it's the effect of excluding or including more names on how so far there is nothing that shows there is a direct correlation. And that's what I'm trying to pass that message to the public and to the media and to the academics. We can't jump to conclusions. This is not a y is equal mx plus c type of thing. Just because you include does not mean that it will lessen. Just because you exclude, it doesn't mean that it will boost up. We don't know. No, the data is as what it is. You cannot overinterpret like what you are doing. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and then my point is that to the society, we have been over-interpreting more than what the data is saying. This is the data as it is, whether you exclude, whether we know why we exclude, why we include. But as to the effect of that, I don't know unless we run another survey just to test by adding more, how is that going to affect? By taking less, how is that going to affect? Then you put through the statistical modeling, then you would be able to tell. As it is, we don't have that data. I don't know. Some people do that. In US, in Europe, people do the tracking survey. They ask the same questions, but it has to be exactly the same manner, the same questions. Then I suppose there is some level of consistency. As it is now, I don't have this is the baseline. Yeah. So whether we do the next one or not depends on whether we have the money or not, or whether there is a necessity and time for it. Because in order to get 18,000, it took us 3.5 months. I think these guys are really dead bored doing this. They want to do something else. They want to ask different questions. Yeah. No. It's not. The question is not popular. That's why. Be very careful. The question is not. No. The hypothesis is this. Hypothetically, based on, in the case of DAP, that the Prime Minister is politically acceptable to come from Malay leaders. Okay? And there is no Malay leaders from DAP of the standing of Anwar Ibrahim or Tun Mahathir or Muhyiddin Yassin or Hadi Awang to be included in that. Okay. The next hypothesis is this. In the case of Amanah, Amanah in all likelihood is not going to stand as many seats as PKR, for example, although they have very senior Malay leaders. And in terms of the likelihood of getting more MPs from a three-corner-fight, the likelihood is, because Amanah is going to stand at seats where previously past contested, chances are PKR has more MPs than Amanah. So again, rather than putting a number where hypothetically the probability that Amanah would have more MPs from PKR to allow their senior leaders to be FPM is also quite low. So that's why they are excluded. It's got nothing to do whether they are popular or not. We don't test that. Huh? This is about who is the next Prime Minister. Because otherwise, if you put, and then even if a name comes, okay, take myself, for example, right? You put this, no matter what my score is irrelevant to who's the next Prime Minister because I'm not standing, for example. Kan? So likewise, even if there is a Amanah leader who scores within that band, when you take into account all the other factors, statistical findings from others, the chance that it has an impact to the question of who is the next Prime Minister is actually quite low. Okay? Yeah. Actually, everything is different. There is no such thing as a survey comparable between one survey to another, except, as Martin said, unless we do exactly the same survey, the same questions, the same methodology, 3 months time. But we can't compare Bersatu and ours, for example, kan? Because Bersatu asks different questions, apparently they do face-to-face, I don't know the details. So it's not comparable at all. Every single thing about that survey and this survey is different. Well, it's up to the public and also the academics and the media to use all these and to make sense of the numbers. You know, what I'm trying to say is this: I'm actually quite tired of people just making up stories out of thin air. That I don't like. I mean, I have this habit of, before I think, especially politicians and academics, before we say something, it has to be grounded on certain things. So before I said 6 months ago that three-corner fights are doable, that's because we've done some numbers and we know it's doable. And that's only responsible because what we say carries weight to the public. Yeah? So likewise, what I want to do for the last 6 months is that this is, I think, the first time anywhere in this region or maybe in the world that we share transparently all the data, because we want the public, the politicians, the academics, the media to make an informed decision based on as many empirical data as possible, because otherwise then it's really like sembang kedai kopi, and that's just a total waste of time. So it's up to the media how you want to compare. That's not my job, because I'm an interested party. I can't actually say my survey is better than that one. That's up to the public and the media to make that comparison. Okay. I can't influence and stop what the politicians want to do, but I think we can influence the public discourse of the public. And I think we have achieved that, whether society recognizes it or not. Over the last 4 months, a lot of the surveys, well, the past 4 surveys that we had disclosed to the public, had given, I think, important clarity on issues which were the cause of society, polemics within society. The issue of three-corner files. The issue whether should you include PAS or not. The issue of where PPBM should go. It's the moment I think there were empirical evidence that three-corner files were doable, and I think the grassroots society begins to reorientate their thinking. That's what we want to do. And my feeling is this, politicians will adjust and realign accordingly. And that's why I think indirectly a lot of the data points that we have presented in the last 4 months have indirectly influenced the way the political decisions have been made, and I hope to see quicker realignment. There is no certainty that it will cut off the polemic, that people will move on from where we are now, but I'm quite confident that it allows leaders and society to approach this issue more objectively, and because of that, it facilitates realignment and agreement to move forward better. I don't know. I mean, I think the moment politicians stop talking, that's the end of the world. So, I don't know. I mean, that's, again, I do not test that, Martin. I mean, I have no control of what people do, and I think politicians are entitled to say what they want to say. But at the same time, politicians are also subjected to the public opinions. What our surveys do is, more than anything else, it shapes public opinion. So those politicians then can decide how to go about and what to do based on the prevailing public opinion then. The best example I keep saying is about the clarity about PAS, because before that a lot of ambiguity is how a three-corner fights will fare for Pakatan. When it was quite obvious that it was doable and PAS did not have as commanding an effect as everyone thought previously, that really realigns a lot of people on the part of Pakatan. So it's the same thing. I think it's not going to cut off, but it will basically shape public opinions. We will then shape how the politicians behave in the next few months. Yes. Sorry? Well, this has been discussed at our party level, and I think we should confine it there. But it has been discussed at the party level for quite a while, and I hope it is resolved as soon as possible. No, it's been discussed. It's been discussed for the last few months, I think. Yeah. I'm aware. I think that question should be asked to the state, not me. Yeah. But my hope is it should be resolved as soon as possible. I can understand how it feels if, to me it's very simple. If there is any impropriety, improper accounting or expenses, then take actions as soon as possible. If there is none, then move on as soon as possible. So I know this has been discussed at the party level, and that has been my position internally as well. I mean, get over and done with it as soon as possible. It's not difficult. No, I'm not. Don't worry. Yeah, I publish everything. It's actually Wong Chen and Manivannan. YB Kapar. Yeah. I don't know. Again, you should not ask me to speculate. My position is this. The state or any authorities are entitled to audit, but it shouldn't drag for more than a year. And if there is improper use of public money, then I want to see action be taken. If there is none, then decide and move on. In Malay words, you see, you cannot gantung tak bertali. You don't know whether what's going on and so on. That's not good. Okay? Yeah. Are we still live? Ya Allah, kesiannya. They have to listen to all this for the last 1 hour. Okay. Nasib baik tak ada orang maki dekat apa nama ni komen. Okay. I haven't looked at it into details, so I don't actually know what's the deal, what's the profit and loss and so on. My concern is this. I have a slightly different views lah. I don't think we should be so jingoistic about selling this and selling that, kalau just because selling to China and therefore this and so on. My concern first and foremost is that it has to be a commercially transparent and viable and profitable and not lopsided arrangements. The same when we criticize about the investments with Chinese government, is actually not against investments from China. It's not about the transaction itself. It's because there are serious questions about whether the costing was right, whether there was a necessity for it, and so on and so forth. In the case of Proton, it is very clear that Proton needs a foreign partner. So whether or not an automotive company from China is the best depends on the commercial terms, the strategic alliance, and so on and so forth. But my biggest concern is this, and that's why I think there should be some clarity on the part of government and Proton on this. My biggest concern is the jobs of the local workers must be protected. I'm most concerned about it. My worry is if you bring foreign partners without agreeing on job protection for local Proton workers, then there is a big risk that a lot of people will lose jobs. And that's my fear as well about strategic alliance or integration of automotive industry, because usually a company like Proton could be just absorbed into a global supply chain network, and a lot of the jobs that currently employ a lot of people now would be redundant because that can be done in China and so on and so forth. So we need clarity about that more than I'm interested whether it's Chinese or Fiat or GM and so on. I want to know what exactly has been agreed, especially as far as the job is concerned, because public has spent billions of ringgit into Proton. At the very least, we want the local jobs to be protected, one way or another. Because if there is such a transaction or alliance, but it cause lots of jobs to be lost, then it's not strategic alliance at all. Okay? Thank you very much. This takes 3 jam. Is it? No. It's about 1.5 hours. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll send the soft copy to everyone.